If you're single, ready for a relationship, but struggling to find one, this is the video for you. See, I've noticed some patterns of behavior that single people have that's making it difficult for them to find a relationship. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you some of the things you might be doing that's blocking your way from finding the relationship you want. Before I get into it, I'm just Love Talk. I give advice on how to date better and finding the relationship you want. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I post my videos. The first reason is attachments and situationship. Some of you, although you're single on paper, but in reality, you're not single. You are attached to somebody or you're in a situationship with somebody. So whether it's your ex, whether it's somebody that's fulfilling your sexual needs, your emotional needs, there's someone else that you run to when you need relationship stuff. Now, what happens is when you meet somebody new or you come across somebody new, the first thing you do is compare. Can this person fulfill my need sexually like this other person has been doing? Can they meet my emotional needs, my financial needs? And when you do that, you do not give this new person a chance. You write them off for every single mistake because you feel like I've got another option. There's somebody else that's doing this thing. But that other person, the person you're attached to or in a situationship with, they don't want a relationship. They are just enjoying the benefits that you bring. So until you are in a place where you can detach yourself from this person or you can get out of that situationship, it's going to be difficult for you to find a relationship because you're not going to give the other person a chance. The second reason is you want everything from the start. I've seen this with so many single people. You probably know some people who have great relationships, like maybe your couple friends who the way the man treats the woman, the way the woman treats her man, they're so romantic. They just look like a match made in heaven and it's so perfect. And you're like, bro, that is what I want. That is what my relationship should look like. Cool. But what you do not know, right, is how long it's taken them to get to that stage. What you do not know is the amount of sacrifice they both had to make, the amount of tears they've cried. What you do not know is the amount of times they both reach a break point where somebody says, you know what, I've had enough, I want to walk out. You do not know these things because really and truly, the only two people that know what happens in their relationship are the two people in it. So what you want is a result or the fruit of a hard work that's gone in. Now, I bet you any money, if these couples were to say, you know what, you have to go through everything we've gone through to have what we have, I bet you any money you're going to be like, nah, I'm fine. That's because relationships takes time and work to build. It's not something that happens from the jump. So if you want everything from the start, what you're going to find is no one will be good enough for you. Everybody you meet, they're not going to be good enough. You're going to write them off because you cannot get everything from the start. There are some things you will get now, which you should know because this should be your non-negotiables. And there are some things you will get later. And there's some things that will be on your list that you would not get. And that's just the reality of relationships. So you have to set your list in terms of what are my non-negotiables? What are the things that I cannot do without? What are the things that it's all right if they come later? When you have that mindset, you increase your dating pool and your chances of finding a relationship. The third reason you might be struggling to find a relationship is because you're scared of making a mistake. So you may have been in a relationship where things didn't go the way you wanted, or you invested in somebody, you gave your all, you gave 110%, and they broke your heart, they took your kindness for weakness, and they treated you badly, and you're like, that would never, ever, ever happen to me again. And because of that, your walls are so high, like you're not giving anybody a chance. When you're doing this, you are not going to find a relationship. Like everyone you meet, you want them to jump through hoops. You don't trust anyone. Any little mistake, you're like, nope, that's it. That cannot be the one. If you want a relationship, you have to let go of the past. You have to be able to forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made and forgive whoever's hurt you in that process. Because if you don't, you're going to carry that pain and take it out on someone that's genuinely trying to know you. You're going to block yourself off emotionally. You're not going to be available. And because of that, it's going to be a struggle to get to know you. And people will come into your life. You're not going to give 100%. you're not going to be willing to get to know them. You'll be like a closed book. And the reason how you would know this is when someone is constantly trying to get to know you and they're like, this is just painful. This is work on its own. We're not even in a relationship yet, and this is so much work already. And that will put them off. The first reason is that you are looking for a miracle. I'm gonna say this right. This applies to a lot of single women. You don't want to be hooked up by anyone, right? Even I read the other day, one of the best ways of finding a relationship is through mutual friends, right? But in your case, you don't want anybody to hook you up because you're not a charity case. Cool. You don't want anybody to approach you on road. So if you're in the gym, don't approach me. If I'm walking, I've got my earphones in. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me anyway. You don't want to meet new people. You don't want to do dating apps because there's a lot of waste people on there. You don't want to do social media because why should someone slide in your DMs? But somewhere, somehow, you feel like, yes, I'm ready for a relationship. I don't understand that. So can someone please explain to me in the comments, like single ladies, please explain to me in the comment, how do you expect to meet somebody, or how do you expect to find a relationship if you're not giving anybody a chance? The dating market is so competitive. You have to put yourself out there. This thing of, oh, what's mine is going to be mine. Yeah, but you still have to do something. I don't understand how this only happens when it comes to relationships. Any walk of life, you go get what you want. But when it comes to relationships, oh, at the end of the day, what's mine is going to be mine. Yeah, I get that, but you still have to act. You have to do something to get what's yours. When you go out to places, be open to having conversations with people. If you see somebody you like, ask a mutual friend, who is that person? Can you introduce me? Start up a conversation. Oh, what perfume are you wearing? You smell nice. This doesn't make you desperate. It just means you're a human being and you can start a conversation with a stranger. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you're taking them home or you're going to ask for their number. And I'm not even saying that. If it works for you, great. But if you're not that kind of person, that is cool. But you have to be able to make a move. If you're serious about relationship, you have to go and learn game. Some of you single women do not have game. You have to go learn game, how to approach guys, how to put yourself in a position where somebody wants to talk to you. If you're waiting for a miracle, you're just in your house, you go to where you normally go, you don't interact with anybody, and you're expecting some magic to happen, I'm not gonna lie, you might be single for a very, very long time. The last reason you might be struggling to find a relationship is you are not forgiving. Like, you're not accepting. When you meet somebody, any little mistake they make, anything you see in them that you do not like, you write them off immediately. It could be something small, something you can't control, they cannot control. Oh no, it cannot be it. And you have to be more accepting of people and their situations. Now, I'm not saying like don't have any standards. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just accept everybody. No, that's not what I'm saying. But be realistic with your standards. You're going to date another human being. You're not going to date an angel. You're not going to date Jesus, right? Jesus is the only one that's perfect. No one else is perfect. People have things that are wrong with them. People have things that they need to work on. Newsflash, so do you. You're not perfect. Your friend might gas you up and make you think like, yes, you're 10 out of 10 or you're the best thing, but you're not perfect. Why should they be perfect, right? If you're single, you have to be more accepting of people's flaws. You have to be more forgiving of people's flaws. All of this is giving me the ick. Giving me the ick. I think a number of you are just following social media trends. Once again, I reiterate, I'm not saying you do not have standards. I'm not saying don't have your preference, don't have your types. That's not what I'm saying. But be constructive with it. Understand why those things are there. Are they necessary? If they're not, then can you let it slide? Are there other things you can focus on? Are there other qualities and values that they bring to the table that would make the relationship the type of relationship you want 5 years, 10 years time? And that's what the focus should be. How do they treat you, right? Do they respect you? What's their values like? What's their spirituality like? Emotionally, mentally, are they compatible? These are the key things. All those other things are just icing on the cake. In the grand scheme of things, it might not matter. These are some of the patterns I see some single people have, and I feel like it's blocking your blessing. It's stopping you from actually finding the relationship that you could have. So pay attention to these things. Okay, I understand the dating market is the ghetto. I'm not disagreeing with that, but you cannot do anything about that. That's outside your control. The things you can control is what you should focus on. Right? There's no point saying, "Oh, well, everyone is going through a bad time." That doesn't have to be your thing. That doesn't have to be your destiny. Yes, they're going through a bad time, but that's them, right? You can change your fortune, and you do that by having the right type of attitude and the right patterns of behavior. If you need any advice, please reach out to me on my email, hello@joshlovetalk.com. That's it for this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I post my videos. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next one.